Hello, welcome. How do we find the value of P plus Q plus R? Solution. We have PQ equals to 1, QR equals to 2, and RP equals to 3. Let's call this equation 1, this equation 2, and this equation 3. The first thing we are going to do is to multiply the left hand side together. So we have PQ times QR times RP equal to, we multiply the right hand side also together, 1 times 2 times 3. Take note of this, it is very important. Now let us fix PQ. So we have PQ, P times Q, that is PQ. We are left with R times R, that is simply R square, equal to 1 times 2 times 3, that is 6. This implies that PQ times PQ, that is PQ, all squared times R squared equal to 6. But we know that PQ is equals to 1. Let me show you where we got this. It's from this equation, PQ is equals to 1. This implies that we have 1 square times R square equal to 6. What is 1 square? That is simply 1 times R square equal to 6. 1 times R square, that is R square equal to 6. Now, if we take square root of both sides, we simply have R equals to plus or minus square root of 6. This is the value of R. Take note of it. Now, back to equation star. This equation, PQ times QR times RP equal to 1 times 2 times 3. This equation star. The next step now is to fix QR. So we have QR outside. Q times R, that is QR. We are left with P times P, that is simply P square, equal to 1 times 2 times 3, that is 6. This implies that QR times QR, that is QR all squared, times P square equal to 6. But we know that QR is equals to 2. Let me show you where we got this from. It's from this line, QR equals to 2. Let's continue. This implies that in place of QR, we just write 2. So we have 2 square times P square equal to 6. What is 2 square? That is simply 4 times P square equal to 6. If we divide both sides by 4, we have P square equal to 6 over 4. 2 in 4, that is 2. 2 in 6, we have 3. So P square is equals to 3 over 2. Let's take a square root of both sides. Doing that, P is equals to plus or minus square root of 3 over 2. This equal to, we can also rewrite this guy as plus or minus square root of 3 over square root of 2. Now, let us rationalize this fraction by multiplying both numerator by square root of 2 and denominator by square root of 2. This equals to, we have plus or minus square root of 3 times square root of 2, that is square root of 6, over square root of 2 times square root of 2, that is square root of 4. This implies that P is equals to plus or minus square root of 6 over, what is square root of 4? That is 2. So this is the value of P. Take note of it. Also, back to equation star again. This equation, PQ times QR times RP equal to 1 times 2 times 3. At this stage, we have to fix RP. So we have RP, R times P, that is RP. Sorry, this is P. We are left with Q times Q, that is Q square, equal to 1 times 2 times 3, that is 6. RP times RP, that is RP all squared, times Q square, equal to 6. But we know that RP is equals to 3. Let me show you where we got this from. It's from this line. RP is equals to 3. Let's proceed further. This implies that 3 square times Q square is equals to 6. What is 3 square? That is 9 times Q square equals to 6. Divide both sides by 9. We simply have Q square equals to 6 over 9. So Q is equals to plus or minus square root of 6 over 9. By taking square root of both sides, we have this. This also equals to plus or minus. We can rewrite all of this as square root of 6 over square root of 9. This equals to plus or minus square root of 6 over, what is square root of 9? That is 3. This implies that the value of Q is equals to plus or minus square root of 6 over 3. This is the value of Q. Take note of it. Very important. Don't forget, we have to find the value of P plus Q plus R. So therefore, the first answer we obtain, P is equals to plus or minus square root of 6 over 2. And we also obtain that Q is equals to this plus or minus square root of 6 over 3. And the value of R is plus or minus square root of 6. Using these three values, we can easily obtain the value of P plus Q plus R is equal to plus or minus open bracket. What is P? Square root of 6 over 2. So we have square root of 6 over 2 plus what is Q? Square root of 6 over 3. Square root of 6 over 3 plus, and the value of R is simply square root of 6. This now equals to plus or minus. We can take the SCM here, that is the lowest common multiple. The SCM here is 6. So open brackets, 6 over 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 times square root of 6, that is 3 root 6 plus 6 divided by 3, that is 2. 2 times square root of 6, we have 2 root 6 plus 6 divided by 1, that is 6. 6 times square root of 6, we have 6 root 6. This equal to plus or minus 3 root 6 plus 2 root 6, that is 5 root 6 plus 6 root 6, that is 11 root 6 divided by 6. This means that the value of P plus Q plus R is equals to plus or minus 11 root 6 over 6. This is the required solution. That's it. Thanks for watching.